Go ahead and tell the people what we're doing, and while I'm putting all this in.
Yeah, so I mean, we've all been having a lot of conversations and a lot of debates. You know, it's all subjective and objective about like favorite MCs and who does what well. I think what really made us solidify making this list, because we've been talking about it for a while. I think it's when Snoop just made this last album and we got to talking about the intangibles of Snoop and how he really doesn't get rated properly because, as you like to say, quote unquote, Mike, he doesn't spit that lyrical miracle per se. But if you look at everything else that he does, if there was actually a way to put it out in a format and rank it, he's going to come out higher than a lot of people, because some of the things that he does are things that you can't qualify. Like Snoop is somebody, and we're going to get to Snoop, but intangibles, versatility, freestyle live performance, longevity career, longevity records, legacy, collabs, delivery, voice. Like, look at all these categories. When you go through actual categorization of what a great MC is, what you're going to find is somebody like Snoop checks more boxes than you realize. And that's kind of why we started doing this, because I think things are getting too skewed on two sides, and that's on lyrics and albums, which means if you got both of those, you're automatically there.
I know y'all see a blank screen right now, but I'm putting his chart up. Let's see. Yours is kind of blurry, so you might have to walk us through it when we get to it.
No, that's cool.
But all right, so the MCs, you know what? Let me just go ahead and put the chart up there so people can see. And if you can't see this and it's too small, I feel you will get through it, right? All right. Yeah. So the MCs that we chose for these categorizations are Rakim, KRS, Nas, Method Man, Jay-Z, Pusha T, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Conway, and Lil Wayne. The criteria that we're putting on a scale from 1 to 10, we got lyrics, voice, delivery, storytelling, catalog of albums, collaborations, longevity records, which is different than career longevity. Like how well do your records hold up? Career longevity's there. We got battle tested. We got legacy, live performance, content, intangibles, hooks, hook game, versatility, and I gave an overall score. So, oh man, you want me to just, all right, let me go through mine real quick. So Rakim,
if you want to start with Rakim, because what I can do is while you're starting with Rakim, I can tally up my overall score for each guy while you're doing it.
I gave Rakim a 10 on lyrics.
What you think? Next.
All right, I gave Rakim a 10 on voice.
Hold on. I don't know. I may have given him, I think I gave him a 10 on voice. What am I tripping? Next.
All right, I gave him a 10 on delivery.
I did not do that. I gave him an 8 on delivery because his delivery never changed.
Okay. I thought that was more of a versatility question, but okay.
Is that more of a versatility question?
I thought, but that's how I took it. Because again, okay. Yeah. All right, so storytelling, I gave him a 7.
So did I.
All right, catalog of albums, I gave him a 9.
I did too.
Collaborations, I gave him a 7. He didn't collaborate a lot.
So did I, but when he did, it was epic.
Longevity of records, I gave him a 10. His shit's timeless.
Yep.
Longevity of career, I gave him an 8.
I gave him a 7 because of the 5-year break.
Okay. Battle tested, I gave him an 8. And let me explain this.
I gave him a 10. Let me explain when you get
done. Oh, you gave him a 10?
Yes.
I gave him an 8 because it never really happened, but he was putting it out there, and I think everybody backed down. When you talk about the follow the leader with EPMD or whatever, and you talk about let the rhythm hit him, that being aimed at Kane, and I feel like No Omega's kind of aimed at LL. I could be wrong, but it's kind of like it never really went full out. But the reason why I never went full out because this man was just hitting on so many cylinders and nobody would respond. So that's not really tested to me. But I still gave it high.
So here's what I also put in for being battle tested. And think about this when I'm saying this. Look at the era MCs that he came up in. When I mean being tested too, I mean you have to perform at a certain sort of level as an MC. to even be considered in the upper echelon. So when you look at his era, it's one of the things where rhymes, lyrics, and having the ability to rhyme on a high level, that was the competition, was rhyming at a high level. That's what made him battle tested. And to your other point, part of why I gave him a 10 for it is like, well, nobody wanted to test him.
Right.
Didn't nobody want to test him. And he sent people back to the lab when he dropped Follow the Leader and Microphone Theme. Like, people started like, it's not, the hits are on Paid in Full. The shit that sent MCs back to the lab was Follow the Leader and Microphone Fiend, the lyrics of Fury. It's like, okay, hold on, no, rapping better than everybody, clearly. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
In probably the most lyrical era. So that's why I gave him the 10, because it's like, well, didn't nobody want it, because he was the best at it. And as far as lyrical competition at the time, which what mattered the most, well, he was the best, which is why didn't nobody want it. That's a 10 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Listen, let me go ahead and report this spam. It's back.
This is very problematic.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. We're trying to do a broadcast here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. That should do it on that. Sorry about that, guys. Back to the proceeding. Anyway. All right, so Battle Tested, I gave him an 8. Legacy, I gave him a 10.
Yep.
Live Performance, I gave him an 8.
Gave him a 7.
Gave him a 7. I'm not mad at that. Content, I gave him a 9. What did you give?
I gave him a 10. He's the god.
Okay.
Yeah.
Intangibles, I gave him a 10.
Intangibles, I gave him a 9.
Hook Game, I gave him a 7.
Hook Game, I gave him a 5.
Ooh, that dropped his score a lot.
It did. He's still super high. But
Versatility, I gave him a 10.
Versatility, I gave him a 6.
Ooh.
He's never done anything different on the mic than what he's done on the mic. That, to me, is what versatility is.
Okay. I guess I looked at that versatility a little bit different.
How did you look at it? How did you look at it? Because the difference in it is making me want to change my score.
Well, I gave him the versatility of, we know what he sounds like over Premiere. We know what he sounds like, on the Truth Hurts record. We know what he sounds like. Oh, you know what? The versatility I gave him points for is the fact that I've never heard Rakim sound uncomfortable on a record. He sounded good on everything.
Okay, if you were to say it like that, Mike, I would give him an 8. I was thinking about the content, the subject matter, and the delivery.
Okay.
Because the subject matter has stayed the same, and so has the delivery, and that's why that. But you make a strong point about that part of it, because he's never come off bad on the track, no matter what the track has been. And so I would meet you in the middle and make mine a 7 instead of a 6 because of what you said.
You don't feel like Don't Sweat the Technique was very different. You don't feel like, just what we knew for him to do originally, or Know the Ledge. Because it's like he transitioned through different eras of hip hop seamlessly, and we didn't think anything of it, like Ghetto. And
what'd you give him? You gave him a 10 for that?
I gave him a 10.
I can see your vision, and I'll get off my 6 and give him an 8.
Okay.
I can do that.
Well, he got a overall.
I like your explanation of that, because I did not look at versatility like that. Like because that's super detailed. If you're looking at it like, oh, well, that's track to track with,
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's hard to say he's a 10 in Battle Tested. I think people are having an issue with that. Jordan House said Roxanne Shante is more battle tested than Rakim. I think that's a fair point. I gave him an 8 because it never happened, but we saw what it would possibly be like if it did happen. Damn, I went KRS next. Y'all, you want to hit a KRS?
Hold on. What would your score be for Rakim?
My overall score for Rakim was 133.
Okay, with my score, if we alter my versatility, he gets a 127 instead of a 125.
Okay.
But I still think he might actually score the highest. I'm pretty certain him, KRS, or Nas are going to score the highest because I didn't do my tallies.
Okay. All right. Well, KRS.
Yeah.
I got lyrics a 9.
I got 10.
Voice a 10.
I got 9.
Oh man, that voice is powerful. Delivery a 9.
I got 8.
Storytelling, I gave him an 8.
I gave him a 7. Not enough stories, even though they're great when he does them.
Mm-hmm. Catalog of albums, I gave him a 9. Not a lot of
Same.
people got the catalog that he has.
I gave him a 9 too.
Collaborations, I gave him an 8.
So did I.
Longevity, I gave him a 9. I'm sorry, longevity of records, I gave him a 9.
Longevity of records, I gave him an 8.
Okay. I mean, Criminal Minded is, you know, I was thinking MCs act like they don't know and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying it's not. I mean, for me, 8
his
is
stuff
strong.
aged really well.
How about this? You know, for me, it's like very few people are going to get a 10 on longevity of records.
Okay.
Like Rakim's getting that. Snoop's getting that. You feel what I'm saying?
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Longevity of career, I got 10.
So do I.
Battle tested, I got 10.
So do I.
Legacy, I got 10. He the teacher.
Legacy, I got 9. Because here's how I look at legacy too. I also look at legacy, and I want you to think about this. I gauge legacy also too is how you're being remembered in your time, but also how you have held up over time. And so
That's
if we're
fair.
just going for his era and the era right after him, 10, easy. But in the last 15 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I
but
was
man.
kind of, you know. But again, I know his name rings bells, so it's like 10. But anyway, live performance, I gave him a 10. Damn,
Yep.
I gave KRS a lot of 10s.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. It's like when you start breaking this down in terms of criteria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're going to compose a list of, hold on, before we go, like, we're going to compose a list of everybody we're doing so that there's a full sheet that we can rank on. These are just the first 10 we're doing. Yeah.
No, I'm with that. I think that'll be a great idea. Yeah, live performance 10 with KRS. Content, I gave him 10.
So did I. The teacher.
Intangibles, 10.
I gave him an 8. Because I think everything that's great about KRS you can mostly see. It's clear to see. You get what I'm saying?
I'm fine with that being dialed back.
The voice is booming and clear to see. The lyrical capability is everywhere and clear to see. The performance and aura is there and clear to see.
Miles Cage Jr. says KRS is outside. He is.
Motherfucker outside. Yeah, he is.
He said the new KRS album is dope.
I am an MC. Are you one too?
Hook Game, I gave him an 8.
Hook Game, I gave him a 7.
Okay. Versatility, I gave him a 9.
I gave him a 7 again.
He ended up.
I think outside of Criminal Minded, he's been pretty much like the teacher and been on message with being that guy, which doesn't speak to like diversifying. But if we're going back to that track thing that you're saying again, Mike, I'm gonna bump him up another point too.
Because he's been able to show what he can do on a variety of tracks. Remember when he started going with that fast flow and everything?
The 10-bar style. Yeah, no, I'm cool with it. I'm like, based on your criteria and me thinking it's valid, I'll give him an 8 for versatility as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
People are saying, how can they get a list? We're going to make up a list for you guys. Reggie says KRS breath control at his age is unreal. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're at Nas. Y'all ready for Nas?
What was your score for KRS?
139, man.
Told you he scored higher than Rakim, didn't he?
He scored higher than Rakim on my list, and I'm a Rakim guy.
You want to know why? Live performance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That went a long way.
I'm gonna tally him up right quick, but you can go to Nas. That's
all right,
cool.
Let me go to Nas real quick. I got Nas lyrics a 10.
Duh.
Voice, I gave him a 9.
I gave him a 10 for his voice, but you and I have kind of had.
We've had that conversation.
I didn't know that you didn't love Nas's voice like that. I thought his voice for me is one of those voices that it's like right after we get past like Biggie, Method Man, and Tupac, he's in that next level conversation to me. He's not for you though.
Nah, he's not for me.
Right, but he is for me. Like,
but I do love because it's a lot of different Nas voices, right? I like Nas's voice when he's on like live nigga rap. Like the way he sounds on there or the way he sounds on Silent Murder or something. Yes, that's a 10. But, you know, he don't sound like that all the time. And again, I'm matching the 10s up with The people I think would be 10s voice wise is gonna be like Meth, Snoop. I got Rakim in that. Chuck D, Biggie.
No, I get it.
And I just don't think he's that. Delivery, I gave him a 9. Only because same thing. Because sometimes his delivery is better than like that's why we love Magic so much. When he's like that, yes.
Okay, so can I say something? I gave him an 8 because you want to know what? If you go look at all of his albums, he delivery-wise has only been like that for a little bit of over a third of them.
Yeah.
Like where like delivery is just astounding beginning to end. And here's the thing about it. I want all the Nas fans listen to this. Delivery-wise, when he's on, those are all his classic albums. It's not about the rhymes. It's not about the stories. When his delivery is on, that's where you can find all his classic albums. When his delivery is on is when he makes his classic shit. Magic, It Was Written, Illmatic, Godson, Lost Tapes, Stillmatic. Go look at the delivery. When that's when he makes his best stuff is when his delivery's on. That's also why I gave him an 8.
I see niggas running. You know, my real rule. Lay you out, show you a still do.
Dude, right. It's like, when do you start talking like that? Right.
Like Pun said, you ain't even in me class. So again, if we start talking about people with 10 deliveries, let's look at Big Pun. You know.
Even if I started out with feel shit on you.
Yeah. I rub your face off the earth and curse your family's children like Amityville and drill the nerves in your cavity feeling. Insanity's building a pavilion in my civilian. And can it be the energy that humanity's building? Like, yeah. Yeah, that's a 10. So, yeah.
10, so I'm giving...
Listen, I was very generous with the 9. But, again...
I was surprised you gave him the 9. I mean, yeah, he's getting an 8 from me for delivery.
Storytelling, 10.
Yep. Next.
Catalog of albums, what he's been able to do with his albums, especially even in recent time, I gave him a 10.
He's our first 10 for catalog of albums, and I'm going to say this once again. Oh, that has a lot to do with the last 3 albums because it wasn't a 10 before then. It was a 9. Mm-hmm.
Collaborations, 9.
Actually, I gave him a 10 for collaborations.
I figured you would.
Well, I mean, his collaborations are some of the best rap stuff ever, and so how can we not? Let's go to where we first heard him, Live at the Barbecue. Let's go to Cool G Rap, Fast Life. Mobb Deep, Eye for an Eye. AZ, More Money, More Murder, More Homicide. Verbal Intercourse. I mean, he was a 10 on guest appearances before he dropped It Was Written.
You were ready to take on the Rap Roundtable, and we still might do that, just on Nas features against Jay-Z features alone.
Yes.
And now I'm kind of getting a bit of a window into that, and I think that we might need to go ahead and do that. I'm getting a little bit more confidence in that now.
Hold on. Listen to those. I just named 5 Nas collaborations, and we're not even in 1996.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit more confidence in that.
That's why I said we could beat them with a Nas collaboration guest verse list. So that's part of why I gave him a 10 on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
so you
like
gave him a 10.
Collab.
You gave him a 10 on that collaborations. I gave him a 9. Longevity of the records, 10.
Hold on. You get longevity of records. You gave him a 10. You gave him a 9.
Huh?
I gave him a 9 for
longevity. You gave him a 9. I mean, all I can say is Illmatic. The timelessness.
Right, but it's the whole career, not just the one record.
I thought it was how well their music has aged. Well, you know what? If we want to talk about collectively, I guess it is a 9.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I'm
looking at collectively how his music is aged, which is very high praise to say that it's a 9. That's what I'm saying. If you're saying it's 10, it's like, I don't know if anybody's getting a 10 for that.
Okay. I'm down with taking that back to a 9. Longevity of career, now that's 10.
Yeah. That's
Battle tested, 10.
Yeah.
Legacy, 10.
Actually, here's what I will tell you. I put him down for a 9 for legacy, and here's why.
Okay.
So much of his legacy is attached to other people, and it's just now really starting to get attached to him properly. So it's not the Rakim or even Jay-Z effect with the legacy. No, I don't consider it to be that. But it's turning into that like it always should have been. That's really on the people that I'm giving him a 9 for that too. Like, because legacy has a lot to do with how people are remembering you too. And you have to understand, for most of his prime, people were saying that Big and Pac were more well-rounded and more entertaining and made hit records. And then you had Jay right after they passed. And so a lot of his prime was mired by those three guys, even though he's a better MC than all three of those guys, quite frankly.
I think that's very insightful. Very insightful.
Yeah. But 9 for legacy, because it's not the Rakim or Jay-Z effect, no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Live performance. I gave him an 8 live performance. You gave him a 7.
Yep.
Content, I gave him a 10.
Yep. Easy.
Intangibles, I gave him a 10.
Intangibles, I gave him an 8. Because much like KRS, what he does is clear and it's great from the moment that you hear it. I don't see intangibly a lot of the time what he does where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he do that. I think Made You Look is one of those moments that's like intangibly great. But most of his great moments are tangible, Mike. Like Silent Murder is tangible. It's sort of like the conclusion.
I think the intangibles are in his aura. And again, I hate to go back to the Illmatic thing, but we talk about how mythical Illmatic is, him being a prophet and all of these things. Like, those are intangibles that we say it all the time. Jay knows there's nothing he can do about that part of Nas's legacy.
So, but that's the
There's
thing.
Nothing you could do to change the way that Ghostface and these guys speak of Nas. You know what I mean?
Right. So if you're talking about that intangible factor, like carrying his whole career, I don't know if that's intangibly enough to give him a 10, but I can give him a 9 for what you're talking about, but not a 10.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm saying. No, like Snoop's a 10 on intangibles. Nas and Snoop are not the same intangibles.
Yeah, I think Method Man and Snoop are in a league of their own when it comes to intangibles.
So I'm going to just go ahead and speak to something. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I gave Method Man a 10 for intangibles because that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm willing to back down if that's what the standard is. And again, this is going to be I guess, an evolving list so we can get this right. But these are just our initial numbers. But you're right. If Method Man and Snoop are the barometer for what a 10 is in intangibles, I can't give Nas the same as those guys. And,
right.
And that's fair.
And so I'm cool with.
I think Lil Wayne is another one of those. I can't front.
Yeah, I'm cool with taking him up to a 9 because of that aura and that presence that you speak of, and, and the fact that people like Ghostface speak the way about him that they do.
RZA and
Dude, that's crazy. You understand this? Ghostface Killer, he be talking about Nas. Like Busta Rhymes do that shit too, Mike, where they be talking about Nas and you be like, you're not regular, right? like you talk about Nas like he's not regular. You know, like that's how like guys look at you, right?
And it's crazy because it's like he's kind of like KD in that sense, where he views himself as just one of the guys, just going in the gym. You know what I mean? And you're not, man. You different.
Yeah, no.
He walks. You can tell he carries himself like he just walks in the booth and does like a verbal intercourse, like he's just doing. He's just waiting his turn.
Like he strikes you as somebody that really does ask you, "Hey, what did you think of that rhyme that I just wrote?" Like really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Okay. So all right, I'm cool with backing off of intangibles in a 9. Like I said, we're gonna tailor this list. Hook game, I gave him an 8.
Me too.
Versatility, I actually gave him a 9, but a lot of that is for recent stuff.
I gave him an 8. I'm tough.
I was gonna say you were very tough on Nas.
I am because I know people watching us know how I feel about Nas, so I have to grade him the toughest.
I understand that. Well, I ended up with a score of 142, but some of that's going to be dialed back, and again, we're going to get a very modified, list after this show, and we'll post it up on the community section. Let's go to Method Man, because I know we got to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Method Man. Method Man lyrics, I gave him a 9.
Me too.
Okay. Because you know what? This is what I will say about Method Man as a lyricist. His placement of words is next level.
That's the special part about his game.
The way he puts things where they're put, like the Last Temptation on the Son of David Ruffin type stuff. You know, it's.
I was about to say, go listen to Example Given. Go listen to Lemon.
I was gonna say Reunited. Oh well, Lemon too, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, actually, you can just go across the board with it. He's, as far as like gelling words together and contextualize them into the next word. How about this? I'm very, very clear that Biggie's first, like one of Biggie's brightest moments as an MC on Ready to Die came from the pressure of being with Method Man when he goes, flows, hold on, what do he say? Like the hiccups, excuse me, flows just roll through me. Like trees to branches, cliffs to avalanches. It's the praying mantis. He hadn't flowed like that before, okay?
Yeah.
Method Man's on the track. You better start flowing like that. Hello.
All right, here we go. We got voice. Damn, that's a 10.
That's 10.
Delivery, I gave him a 10.
10.
Storytelling, 7.
I gave him a 6.
Okay. Catalog of albums, I gave him a 7. And that's only because I included the Wu-Tang stuff and the Redman stuff.
I gave him 5, but if you're doing that and I didn't do that, that makes it a 7. Okay. Actually, if you're including the Method Man, if you're including the Redman stuff, that actually makes it an 8 for me.
Okay. Collaborations, 10.
10.
Longevity of records, I got 8.
So do I.
Longevity of career, and it's, you know, a lot of the newer stuff is factoring into this. I gave him a 9.
Hold on, you said longevity career? You said 9?
Yep, 9.
So do I. Yep.
Battle tested, 7.
I put 10. He's part of Wu-Tang Clan. All they do is battle rhyme against each other. Have you heard Meth versus Chef?
Man, but see, I guess I'm looking at battle tested like something else.
Battle tested, when you have to rhyme in Wu-Tang Clan for beats, that's the definition of battle tested. Fight me if you don't like that.
I'm not mad at that assessment.
And you go rhyme in a room with those guys and come out on top like he has so many times. Good luck with that shit. Man.
Why are we getting so much spam? The haters, boy. Are you guys from the luncheon committee or something? What is going on? Hold on, let me remove this shit. Okay.
Are we being attacked today?
I guess, man. We're getting all kind of attacks going on.
It's very problematic.
We might have to get some moderators in here, man. Anyway.
Regulating the content.
Okay. And I see you guys that are in the chat that are putting your own scores up there. Keep doing that. Yeah, you guys are putting it together. Yeah, because we factoring in all of that stuff. All right, so Method Man, you gave him 10 on Battle Tested. I disagree with that. I counted that MCs outside of the crew, but I see what you're saying. If I want to factor that in, I'll bring it up to like a 8 or 9. Legacy, I gave him 10.
I'll take it down to 9. Just because I can see what you're saying, but he rhymed in the Wu-Tang Clan, though.
He stood
I'm
up.
gonna take Rakim down to a 9 too, just to keep it fair. Because I got to take Method down off the 10. I got to take Rakim down off the 10. But he rhymed in Wu-Tang Clan. You do understand that? Okay, I'm just Wu-Tang Clan.
All right, Legacy 10. He's Method Man.
No, Legacy 8 because he hasn't done what he's supposed to do yet. Because he's the only guy on here without a classic album, I believe. So 8.
This is what I would debate that with. Wu-Tang is the biggest global brand in hip hop, right? Who's the face of that?
I knew you were about to say that.
I have to give him that.
We can't give him a 10 because he still has a solo catalog that doesn't speak to him deserving a 10. So we can meet in the middle at 9, but he can't have 10. He can't have 10 for Legacy for no classic solo album. That's not fair.
That's very tough to do. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. How you gonna have a 10 Legacy and you haven't made an Illmatic or a Paid in Full or a Reasonable Doubt or Ready to Die or even a Purple Tape within the own spectrum or Supreme Clients or Liquid Swords?
Live performance, I gave him 10.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Live performance is crazy. Content, I gave him a 7.
Hold on, let me get back to him right quick. I had to make a couple alterations. said, hold on, what did you say? Content? You gave us 7?
Yeah, lyrical content, I gave him a 7.
So did I. Yep.
Intangibles, 10.
10.
Hook game, 10.
10.
Versatility, I gave him a 9.
Nope, gave him a 10 for that too.
I ain't mad at that.
Hold on. So, and let's go to why he got a 10 for versatility right quick, because this is the definition of versatility to me. Mike, I pulled up the 95 fat tape of the year.
I want to hear this, man. You frozen. Can you hang up and come back on?
Yep, we're going to talk about the 95
We got to talk about the 95 fat tape. So what do you guys think about how we scored Method Man so far? To Cal is classic for me, Rare Form says. Jordan House said Meth is one of the best performers in hip-hop ever, and that is facts. Jay Short with the super chat. Shout out to Jay Short. All right, you back in here. We talking about the 95 fat tape.
The 95 fat tape. This is 1995, everybody. This is an easy top 10 rap year and probably a top 5 rap year all time. Is that fair to say, Mike?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The only person in the fat tape of the year more than once is Method Man, and he's in there 3 times. Can we list the 3 songs that are in there? This is what I mean when I'm talking about versatility on 10. How High, Method Man featuring Redman. Ice Cream, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, Capadonna, and Method Man. And last but not least, I'll Be There For You, Method Man and Mary J. Blige. Versatility on 10. What you want? One of the best hooks ever? Got it. What you want? One of the best rap duo back and forth ever? Got it. What you want? The best rap love song ever? Got it. Guess what? Got it in 1 calendar year without a fucking solo album.
During the break.
OD, man.
During a break. All right.
So when we're comparing, when we're comparing Method Man to Kendrick Lamar, no. There's all sorts of fire for this smoke we talking.
Oh my God, man. We're going to get to Kendrick in a minute.
We getting all these niggas.
We're going to get to him in a minute. So we're nearly halfway through this. Hold on 1 second. I think that, okay. So we're going to Jay-Z now. Leroy Green, this is your time to shine. Leroy Green, this is your time to shine. So, lyrics, I went 10.
I did not. I went 9.
Voice, I went 8.
I went 7.
Delivery, I went 10.
So did I.
Storytelling, 8.
6. Where's the stories?
Ooh, hold on.
Where are the stories? Hold on.
You went 6 storytelling? Come on.
I gave Rakim a 6. Right. I gave Method Man a 5.
I guess you didn't like Meet the Parents, huh?
It's the only story we got. What else we got?
Song Cry's a story.
He's still going to have to do better for like a 12, 13, 14 album career than give me 2 stories and say that he deserves to be rated high as a storyteller. We don't know if that holds up.
What do the people in the chat say? I want to hear the people on this one. What do y'all give Jay-Z as a storyteller?
How are you going to rate something high that there's not a lot of evidence to?
Okay, what's the best story told on Reasonable Doubt?
Because I gave Rakim and KRS-One a 7, and there's more evidence of them telling stories than him, especially on KRS's level. You get what I'm saying? If I gave KRS a 7, Jay's getting a 6.
What are Jay-Z's top 5 storytelling songs?
Good luck with that. Can we move to the next one while people take all day to figure that out?
What about Friend or Foe? You don't count that?
If we want to count Friend or Foe, that's his best story.
Song Cry, people are saying... You Must Love Me. The Evils is a story. Yes, it is. Soon You'll Understand. It's a story.
That's not helping. It's not helping. Saying Soon You'll Understand is not helping your case. Keep that out of the case.
Friend or Foe 98.
We'll go 7. I'm not putting them above KRS for storytelling, though.
This Can't Be Life.
Man, that's more about Face and Siegel. I think you know that. That's not helping the case either.
I think Siegel's a better storyteller than Jay.
He is. We'll go 7. I said I'll go off the 6 and go 7. I don't like you campaigning for Jay like this. You accepted all my non-shade.
A week ago?
I just said we're going up to 7. We're not going past 7.
I'm just reading the comments.
That's fine.
I just want people, again, I don't want to seem like we're so biased on this channel. So I'm trying to give Jay a fair shake.
I just
bashed Jay in the last segment.
I just gave him a 7. I just took off the 6 and gave him a 7. I said
99 Problems is in here too. Okay.
I love 99 Problems. I just said 7. He's not better than KRS as a storyteller.
Well, I gave him 8 in storytelling. So yeah, I'm cool with 7. Honestly, I'm cool with that because honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Some of these songs that people are naming aren't great storytelling records.
Hold on. That's what I was about to say. These aren't great classic storytelling songs outside of Friend or Foe, really, and maybe 99 Problems. The rest of this stuff is just really, really dope. This Can't Be Life is great because of Scarface and Siegel, and so even some of this stuff, it's like, are all these records dope? Well, yes. Are they great and classic enough that he needs to be in some verified era where we're giving him an 8 or 9 or 10 for storytelling? No. It's not that. It's not that.
Leroy Green said the whole American Gangsta album was a story. Okay, we gotta move on. Okay. We gotta move. Okay, so catalog of albums, I gave him a 10.
I gave him a 9.
You don't think that Jay's... Listen, I gave
KRS a 9.
I gave Kendrick a 10 in that category.
I gave Rakim a 9.
This is what I will say.
No. I'm gonna say that again. I gave Rakim and KRS a 9.
But we would be hard pressed to find any MCs out there that have 5 albums better than Jay's top 5. I mean, his top 5 goes Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, The Black Album. Then you're going either Volume 2, American Gangster, possibly Volume 1.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right now. There's only going to be 2 artists from me that are going to get a 10 from catalog, and Jay's not one of them, and we already named one of them. So
Kendrick?
No. Face Mob. Scarface and Nas are the only people who have 10 catalogs at this juncture in the game, because Ghostface and Jay haven't dropped any classic material in quite some time.
J5 says Coop be killing Jay. All right.
I'm not killing Jay. Jay's about to score high. You don't even know. Look, because you're not about to believe some of the work I'm about to give him. I'm scoring it accurately, though. I gave him a point up for storytelling, and I gave him the same ranking for catalog of albums as I did KRS-One and Rakim.
I think that he has album for album, and I love Rakim and KRS. I think he is past them album for album.
You want me to give him a 9.5? Because I'm only giving 2 guys 10 for catalog right now. What part of that are people not understanding? And let's make this very clear. If Nas doesn't make magic, he's getting a 9 for catalog right now for me. You understand? And Scarface would be the only person getting a 10. Are we clear about that?
You hear that, Jay?
Magic?
Jay, we need a magic from you right now in 2022.
Nas doesn't make magic, he doesn't get a 10 from me, and the only person that would get a 10 is Scarface. Are we clear?
DeCarlo says Scarface ain't no damn 10. Okay.
Catalog albums, yes, he is, because go name the whack album. That's what I'm saying. We can go to some poor Nas and Jay albums. We can't go to no poor Scarface albums. 10.
Okay. Collaborations, I gave him a 10.
Collaborations, I gave him a 10.
Longevity records, I gave him a 9.
I gave him an 8 because some of his best hit records haven't held up as well.
For similar reasons, I gave him a 9. Career longevity, I gave him a 10.
I gave him a 9.
What? Ho.
I'm going to tell you why I gave him a 9.
Who has more longevity than Jay? It's only one person.
No. Hold on. Wait. Because you've been telling me for quite some time that what does the second half of his career look like without Kanye? And so I don't know what his longevity looks like without Kanye, and so you're the reason that he gets a 9. He's bringing up Ye's contribution to his longevity. Right. We don't get to have it both ways. We don't get to give him a 10 for longevity and then give Ye so much credit for it up on this show.
Well, you know, Ye is the GOAT. So.
9. So 9. Right.
You're going to use that against it. Okay.
And it's great information.
Battle tested. 10. Yeah. Legacy, 10.
Yes, hold on. For all of you people, guess what my legacy rating for Jay is? It's 10.
It's got to be 10. He had 10. Barack Obama introduce him to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hold on. So I want to go through this right quick. Of the people that we've named right now, I've only given 2 people 10s for legacy, and that's Rakim and Jay-Z. We just got done talking about KRS-One and Nas. Stop saying I'm being biased.
Let's see. After Legacy, what we got? I'm losing my place here. All right, live performance.
I gave him an 8.
I think I gave him. Let me go. I gave him a 10.
I don't know how, but okay.
No, I'm wrong in that. I'm giving him a 9 on that.
Okay.
I'm
That's
giving
fair.
him a 9 on that.
Okay.
Content, I gave him a 9.
7.
7. Ooh.
I'll
And you
go up to
know,
8.
he's covered a lot, but
Has he? Because everybody keeps saying that, but has he? He's great. He's great at emphasizing himself and telling you what he's going through. But when I look at content, I look at the ability to tap into other things. Never seen a man die comes to mind. You feel what I'm saying? And so, like content, ability to internalize the content. Oh, like 10, but like actual content, like 7, 8 at the most. I actually was thinking about some of the records that people were naming when they were naming his stories, which makes me kind of want to put him up to 8 because there's a lot of diversity in his stories, and that
yeah.
might be key. So I'll come off the 7 and go 8. But y'all can't be sitting up here talking about Conway and Pusha T subject matter and then giving Jay high marks for content and subject matter.
Well,
That's what
he's covered more than they do. I will say that. J
Mm.
Mar says Coop Bayless at it again. I like that. Coop Bayless. I think that's pretty cool.
I've been seeing him post that. Nobody likes him.
Okay. So content, I gave him a 9. You said 8.
I can go up to 8 just because of what people listed in those stories, because there is some diversity in there and content and subject matter wise. And and he's good at talking like his Brooklyn shit like on a hit. You know what I'm saying? And so like I gave him
I'm okay with that. And again, I know this is here on the screen now, but I'm gonna adjust a lot of these things just based on this conversation, especially this intangible thing. I gave him a 10 on intangibles.
I gave him a 10 on intangibles too. That's why people need to understand. I'm not being biased with how I'm rating this. Jay got almost as many 10s as anybody on here.
Now, hook game, I gave him a 6.
So did I for hook game. It's the weak part of his game. His voice and his hook are the weakest. I gave him a 7 for voice, 6 for hooks.
Yeah. Versatility, I gave him a 10.
So did I. That's why I'm saying I'm giving him 10. So look at how many 10s I gave Jay. Jay got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got 6 10s out of me. I don't think Rakim got 6 10s out of me, Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rakim got 5 10s. I gave Jay 6. Stop saying I'm being biased.
Yeah, the hook game was the one that really brought it down for him on mine. So his overall score for me was 140. And again, we're gonna adjust some of these things. Nas was 142. If his hook game, honestly, if Nas's hook game hadn't been so improved in recent years, and his catalog hadn't been so improved in recent years, he probably would have fell slightly behind.
What have I been saying about this run that Nas is on? I said, this is the separation right here.
It is. No, definitely. You're right. 100%.
Because it's neck and neck who you prefer more up until these last couple Nas albums. It's just given enough clarity. Like I said, it's that separation. It's like 2 or 3 points. A bucket, Mike. A bucket. A 3-pointer. A shot.
What Nas is doing right now is super impressive. And, even me, I'm a hip-hop fan, so I have no real allegiance to any particular person, just whatever dope music comes out. But as a fan of both of them, it's undeniable.
Right. That's what I mean. This is the first time it's been undeniable. It's always been about who you preferred up to this point. It's like, no. The records right now are saying that it's this guy slightly over the other guy.
Brian with us says Jay-Z is Coop Bayless is LeBron. And see, I thought they were saying that stuff about me with Eminem. I'm so glad Eminem's not on this card.
Hold on. That's crazy because I'm the one that's responsible for all this 97 Hove talk floating around the industry all of a sudden magically. So that's not like totally true. You get what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody talking about 97 Hove except for like Benny on Tana Talk 4 years ago until I started bringing this shit up. So that's not totally fair.